How's it going, everybody? It's Robin here. Welcome to my channel. Namaste. So I'm going to do some real talk today. I've had quite a number of people message me, or they want to talk to me about how they're feeling right now and having sort of traumatic and dramatic responses to what is going on in their life currently and what has happened to them in the past to sort of cause these patterns and a lot of the time really explosive behaviors. Okay, so before I start talking, I just want you guys to know that I've had to go through quite a healing phase in my own life because I did have a very traumatic childhood myself. I'm not going to go too deeply into it, but I did have a very abusive, like physically and verbally, father and a narcissistic mother. Okay, so it was like very, very difficult. And healing took me a long time. Okay, it probably didn't start until I was in my 40s. So I feel like I wasted a lot of my life, but this is why I'm going to talk to you guys about it. Okay, so one of the things that does tend to happen is like we become ingrained in these patterns, and then it becomes sort of part of your DNA as well. Okay, because if you ever notice that people that are really quick to engage with their temper response instead of being able to verbalize their emotions, these are people that are under a lot of pressure from traumatic whatever. It could be from a childhood, it could be from an abusive relationship, it could be from losing somebody. There's a lot of causes to trauma. Okay, so and then we can get caught in these loops of post-traumatic stress disorder and all these other sort of anguishes that happen mentally, physically, and intellectually and spiritually. Okay, so there are some things that you can do to rescue yourself, and I think it's really important to understand that you are the one that is going to have to be responsible for your own healing. Okay, and this is not an easy task, especially if you've gone into a really solid downward spiral, and pulling yourself back up can be very, very challenging, and just it seems like it's insurmountable. So some of you may have people that you're able to talk to about stuff like that, but a lot of people don't. Okay, so the first thing I want to recommend is actually, and what helped me is there's a couple groups on Facebook. Maybe you're not a social media person, but it might not be a bad time to start. I found a group, it was called Empaths for Beginners, and it really started to help me understand what was going on in my mind and my body, and it really helped me to begin my journey of healing. Okay, so really want to recommend stuff like this, Facebook and whatever social media that you can become a part of. I actually found my tribe on Twitter, which was just such a huge blessing. I found a group of people that just, I feel like they understand me. I've become really close friends with a lot of people on there. So, and this is like if you can't afford therapy, and I find that therapy is like pretty overrated. You can let me know your opinion on that, but I think that's more important to find different ways of healing. But if you do need to go to a therapist, then by all means do that if it's right for you. But something else that is going to help you out quite a bit, like I'm having flashbacks of like what put me in the position in my life where I was destroying myself. So I find that my heart is beating really fast. So if I seem a little scattered, it's because I'm having that kind of, and this is going to happen throughout your life too. It's never going to go away. I mean, it's part of your life. It's what made you who you are. So we're talking about social media groups, and that's great because I find that for people that have really experienced a lot of trauma, their life becomes so dramatic that you're either associated with people that are doing the same things that you are for their own destructive reasons, or you're completely isolated. So, and they're both as bad as each other, because we can start doing physical damage, we can start doing substance abuse, and just doing like stupid crap all the time. So you have to really start watching your patterns as well, and really start to observe what your triggers are. I'm not a church person per se, but I find that the energy there, like if you can find a church where you can go sing or just be a part of a community, I think that could really help you on your healing journey as well. really find some sort of guide. Archangel Gabriel came to me at probably one of the lowest points in my life, and pulled me back, like from the brink of doing something really, really stupid. Okay, really, like, anyway, I'm not going to go into that, but find your bond with your spirit guides, whoever that is going to be. You don't need anybody's permission to be able to communicate whatever guide that is available to help you. Okay, and you can call on your guardian angel because they're always with you. They're assigned to you at birth. Okay, so there's some other things that I found that can really help heal you, and everybody's journey is different. So I just want to say that don't let other people judge you. And I think this is one of the biggest things that can be so harmful, as adults, is that there's people that call themselves our family and friends, and they may call you the crazy one, or they could say really hurtful and damaging things about you. So I think my encouragement there is just to really, like, put some distance between you and those people until you're strong enough to be able to kind of educate them or put them in their place and whatever is needed. But in my case, I'm just going to go back to having a narcissistic mother. I just shut the door on that relationship, and a lot of people think, oh, that was such a terrible thing to do, and for me it wasn't. It was like the thing that basically saved my life, because I didn't want to see myself through her eyes anymore. So, like, cut people out of your life wherever you need to. It doesn't matter what the ties are. Blood is not thicker than water, and the family that you can find for yourself that is not of your bloodline is sometimes way more powerful and more supportive than your bloodline. Okay, so just kind of disregard your DNA when it comes to having the support people around you. So there's lots of groups that are free and that are available. Groups kind of like AA, but there's like Rageaholics, and you can go talk, and it's all anonymous, so it could feel a little bit awkward to go and talk to people. But I really just, I got a huge plane here, hold on, sorry guys. Anyway, sorry. So I just wanted to really advise very carefully, if you are seeing somebody like in the medical community and they want to issue some sort of a prescription to help with whatever situation that you're going through, because sometimes the side effects can be more damaging than whatever the cause is right now. Okay, so and then you could develop an addiction, because like some of the prescriptions are, they're kind of fun. So just be really careful about that. Just really do your research about anything that is going to come to you from a pharmacy. Just be careful. Okay, I was misdiagnosed with depression, and the medication that I was prescribed put me in such a tailspin mentally. It was hard to come out of. So I just really want you guys to be careful. Just on that note too, like, sometimes a condition that you're having could be a symptom of another like illness that you have. Like, and I'll just go into detail a little bit that, I have Hashimoto thyroiditis, and one of the displays of that is depression. So my doctor misdiagnosed me. He had no idea. He just gave me a prescription for depression, even though I needed just a basic hormone to fix my thyroid. And like, it was not good. It was really ugly what happened, because anyway, so just really be careful. Like, do your research. You're worth it. Take the time and just go and ask questions, get a second opinion if you have to. Definitely finding your tribe is super helpful, okay, because you don't want to be around people that are judging you or mocking you. Anybody that's putting you down, like being mean to you when you're having a tough time, those aren't your people. So you need to sort of back up away from them. So I just also want to touch on, there's a lot of planes right now, so I'm going to keep going. Like, how your body stores trauma. Okay, so it can get stuck in your muscles, it can get stuck in your blood and bones, like, as well as in your brain. Okay, so there are some things that you can do that are free and easy. I would really recommend doing these sort of exercises until you feel better, not just a one-off. Okay, so there's trauma-informed yoga. There's a couple really good classes on YouTube that I've taken. Just find whatever works for you. There's a couple of really solid yoga poses that can release trauma, because it does get stored in your hips quite a bit. So doing happy baby and doing a wide leg child's pose. But I really want to suggest like an extended version of trauma-informed yoga for you. I don't host classes like that because I'm a spaz doing yoga and I don't like people watching me. So just really be like digging into stuff like that, and like, you're gonna have to face your trauma. You know, you really are. And if you don't want to talk about it to anybody else, that's cool. So this is where journaling can really come in, okay? It can really just, you want to write it out and write it out and write it over and over and over again, or read it over and over and over again until you stop crying, okay? So one of the biggest indicators that you have healed from a trauma is that it no longer makes you cry, okay? But then you have the rest of your body to go through and really start to purge that, like what is, you know, muscle memory. You know, it remembers everything, and you can feel these things coming up when you're having an episode of a trauma response, right? You may have shortness of breath, or, you know, just holding your breath. You might be clenching your fist, your heart, you know, and just all these things. So start to notice these things when they start to happen, and leave situations where you are triggered, leave people where you are triggered until you calm down and you can handle them. You're just really going to have to coach yourself through stuff like this. So Qigong can be really good for clearing your energy, like doing an aura cleansing. Reiki is really good. You know, just really start researching stuff like this. And also, some of this stuff could be caused if you didn't have any sort of trauma in your life. And I don't know anybody that had no trauma, okay? But some of these reactions too could be coming from food allergies. So food diaries are really good. I notice that I'm pretty mean and nasty after I have gluten. Like the next day, I don't feel well, and then my mind is really, I feel really super confused. So this is something that you can maybe watch for if you have children or people that you're friends with. Maybe take a note of what is going on, because I think that personally, like children getting diagnosed with ADHD, and this can be a really sensitive subject for a lot of people. I think that is just, it's doing so much harm to kids. And, you know, there was like Tom Cruise famously was talking about kids being prescribed antipsychotics when maybe what they need is less screen time and more outdoor time, or something like a purpose, like a hobby or something like that. So hobbies can be really good for, you know, working out, walking, like sitting down in one spot, watching the TV, or, you know, you need to be engaging your mind in different things, like possibly reading if you haven't done that lately. So there is a lot going on with trauma, and it can, you know, it usually takes years to recover from that, you know, and you can lose a lot of people because there's not a lot of people that are going to stand beside you during those storms of your life. And it's very, very challenging. You start to feel like there really is something wrong with you, but there isn't. And angel number 1414 just rolled by. You know, we just have to sort of work things out and figure out what it's going to take to get your head straight and get all of this stress and trauma out of your body, your blood, your bones, and your muscles. And, you know, you just have to really depend on yourself, even if other people have told you. It's funny, I just saw 1441, so that's really powerful. So please look that up. And just know that if you are alone physically, You know, you have your angels, you have your guides. You know, I don't mind talking to people every now and again about what they're going through, but I'm also a very sensitive person. So it can be hard for me to absorb a lot of like trauma dumping. So if I don't get back to you right away, it's because I need to sort of just like get my vibe right before I respond to you. Because anyway, if you've been through any trauma, you understand what I'm talking about. It's like, I just need to gather myself, okay? But, you know, I just want you guys not to give up hope on yourself, you know. I don't think you're crazy. I just think you've been through a lot, and you just have to really get back on track. However you can, like whatever works for you. And no two programs are going to work for two people the exact same way. So this is where you need to find your own path. Like really, angel number 1551 just went by. And you're stronger than you know, and you can get through this, and you will be able to heal, and everything is going to be okay one day, okay? So just put one foot in front of the other, take one day at a time, and you'll get there, okay? So and just know that I think this is really important for a lot of people that went through like traumatic relationships, either with parents or a significant other, or like childhood bullying. You didn't do anything to deserve that, okay? Because that can get really ingrained in a mental pattern. Is like if somebody's telling you that you're not worthy, or you're ugly, or all these unimaginable insults that people can hurl at others, you know, all of that, it's not true. You know, if somebody says something mean about you, it doesn't mean that you have to believe them, but that can take a lot of work too. So like being traumatized and recovering from it, it's very complex, okay? But you're definitely worth it. And really remember to do your mirror work as well, and just go and tell yourself every morning, like, I love you, even if it's very challenging for you, you know. And stand and look at yourself, and have your post-it notes with your affirmations, like, I'm kind, everything nice about yourself. And stop saying mean things about yourself, because there's so many ugly people out there that are doing it. So be your own safe space, and just really start to take care of yourself. And something else I just wanted to throw out there, guys, is, you know, the more you can tidy your environment, the better that you will feel mentally, trust me. So I hope that was helpful for anybody out there that is struggling with any sort of trauma, or, you know, trauma response, or going through PTSD, you know. So I'm going to sign off now, guys. Just wishing you love and light and a blessed journey, okay? Take care. Bye.